Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is May 30th, 2018, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the economic events of the day, starting out earlier this morning at 2 a.m. South African time, we had Bank of Japan's Governor Kuroda was speaking. We'll take a look at the Japanese yen in just a moment. And then later today, 2:15 South African time, ADP Non-Farm Employment Change. Now, this is a preliminary number to the non-farm payroll that's coming out this Friday. But ADP, which is one of the largest, it's the automated data processing company, which is one of the largest payroll companies in the United States. So people pay a lot of attention to the ADP results as well. So we'll take a look at that later today. And then at 2:30 South African time, out of the United States, preliminary quarterly GDP, gross domestic product numbers coming out. And then after that, at 4 o'clock South African time, major number coming out of Canada, Bank of Canada rate statement. And that's followed up at 4:45 with Swiss National Bank Chairman Jordan will be speaking. We'll look at the Swiss franc as well. So a bunch of numbers coming out. Major number coming out on Friday, non-farm payroll. We had a major number coming out of the United States yesterday. It shrugged it off and we sold off. But let's take a look at the markets to see what's been going on. So as expected, we're looking at the Euro USD here, and it slid further yesterday below the 1691-ish level, and we've made a retracement to 1571, and we traded as low as 1525-ish level, as you can see here, but we haven't broken the 14. So with this said, as this has nosedived all the way back to the 15 level, there is support at 1473. As you can see here, we had before the breakout, we had a couple of resistance levels. So, I mean, we're nearing towards that. So if you'd like to start, buying into this position, I could definitely understand, because we're only about 100 pips off of it. I mean, we've retraced over, 700 pips from our 123.60-ish level, and we're just talking about within, a couple of months. So this is, mega event for the Euro USD. Looking at the GBP USD as well, as we've sold off, we're coming towards that support level we had before, previous resistance level. So this is really an important level. So I would start looking to actually close my shorts here, maybe go a little bit long just to see, if my longs can sustain this level, but maybe just a little bit conservative, not getting into an aggressive position yet, just to see that we've kind of settle down and hit, at least for now, a rock bottom, okay, or a soft landing right now. So just take a look at that as this continues to trade further today. USD Swiss franc as well. We broke the 30-day moving average yesterday, but we continued on our trend line. Okay, so I'm not ready to say that this is a short yet, but as you can see, it's changing its character slowly. Okay, from becoming something very bullish to something softening up here. Looking at the USD Japanese yen as well, we're softening up at 108.76 as the yen has gotten stronger versus the dollar, not weaker. Okay, so that's something we have to take note of, as the rest of the markets is getting weaker versus the dollar. The Japanese yen has necessarily got stronger versus the dollar here in this move downwards. So just take a look at that as that continues to trade, especially after Governor Kuroda was speaking earlier this morning. You saw that we kind of breached this 108.61-ish level, but we're closing above it. So we may see a bounce here, okay, as this is trading by itself versus the dollar, vis-a-vis, all the other currencies trading against the dollar. And looking at the USD CAD with the Bank of Canada's rate statement later today, we're at 130. Okay, we haven't been at these levels for quite some time. We're looking at a weekly chart here. And, if we do break above this, if we do hold above this 130 level, we can see it going further to 132. Now, it might be a decent place for it to retrace, but as you can see, we've held this line quite aggressively on the upside. So I'd like to see some sort of, either correctional move or some sort of breakout here as we've entering this major number, okay, as that further escalates further today. Now, looking at oil, we don't have crude oil inventories until tomorrow. As you can see, we've nosedived from 72-ish, 73-ish dollars a barrel to 66.43, as you can see, and that's a major retracement. And we mentioned that this was one of the most major retracements since it had this upsurge. As you can see before, we've also had the $6 retracement, but we corrected ourselves and made ourselves even higher. So, with that said, we're really at a pivotal point here, as you can see, because this was previous resistance, potential support right here, and this could continue going up. So, that's what I'd be looking for later today, to see some sort of solidification here, some sort of consolidation here, as this maybe correct itself on the upside now. However, just be aware that if we do break this 66.43, we could definitely go down to $64. That's our next stop. Okay, so we're really at a pivotal point here. My guess is that we'll solidify and bounce off of this, but I don't want to be prejudiced to it, because many times we've broken support level. Obviously, that's part of trading. So I want to see how the momentum continues today. If it does consolidate, maybe into tomorrow, you could see a potential entry level on the upside. Looking at the Dow Jones, major retracement yesterday, and guess what? This is when the fundamental news comes out and it's positive. Okay, we had the consumer confidence number that came out. It beat expectations. What happened to the markets? It tanked 400 points. So, thank you very much for fundamental analysis. You go figure. Okay, maybe the market expected more. Maybe we're going into June trading and the markets are just selling off just before we get into the June trading. Whatever it may be. Okay, or maybe we're selling off right before non-farm payroll. They want to take that higher once, they just want an entry level. Whatever the case may be. Okay, we sold off, and we sold off to a support level. But what's important to note here is that once we breached support at 24,670, we continued sliding about 200 points further. Okay, which is really important to note. Okay, so I mean, from the beginning of the week, we were at 25,000, about 25,000, about 25,000, earlier in the week, and then we've retraced over 800 points just this week. So that's a major retracement for the Dow Jones. Now, markets are still strong in the States, like I've mentioned, so I do expect this to go up higher. My hesitation here is that, we've breached and hit this previous support level several times, so I don't want to, be biased on the upside. Okay, what I'd like to see is, maybe a retracement here. Okay, maybe a correctional move on the upside if we do get that. But however, if we do breach the 24,242, next stop is 23,859. So just be aware of it. Okay, but potentially we may have a great opportunity on the upside if non-farm payroll comes and saves the day. Okay, so that's what I'd be looking there. Across the board, the indices sold off. DAX selling off to 12,641, which is a major correction for the DAX from 13,120. So that's another one that's corrected itself. Now I'd like to see, we're at a pivotal point here. Okay, previous resistance several times. So this may be a subsequent support for this particular index. Okay, and we may see a bounce here. So I'd look for that. Check it out. See if we do get that. Now we mentioned Bitcoin was just trickling down. We're looking at a daily chart here. It was Fibonacci here just to this time frame. Okay, from when we gapped up in February. We're trading here at 7,449. We were trickling down from 7,800-ish level. Finally, we, bounced off this level yesterday, because it looked like it was really coming close to 6625-ish level. Okay, so that's something to keep a note of. The question is this just a dead cat bounce? Okay, which means that it's going to go further down. Okay, or is this like a new trading range that it's going to be trading between? So that is yet to be seen. I'll keep an eye on this later today. If we do break further from 72.52, might be a decent place to put out a little short, just to get some feelers. And once you get the confirmation, I get a little bit more aggressive. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.